Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing some sub rogue, and before we start this off, simple, comment right now, comment and like the video. Listen, the algorithm demands that you comment on the video, at least. Like I said, I'm going to be starting to say this in every video. I don't care what you say in the comments, but you got to say something. So before I even tell you what's going on in the game, you got to comment right now, and I'm not speaking until you do. So just kidding. Okay, so you just now commented. We're all good. And the person who randomly keeps commenting some stuff that I don't understand, I don't even know what it is, but I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna figure out what it means eventually. So here we end up shadowy dueling, and I haven't been playing sub rogue like at all. So my reaction time has been dimmed down to an old man around his 30-year-old. So like no offense, but it's been very unfortunate. So I see the rogue. He tries to use his, night elf racial to get away. But at this point, I have zero cooldowns. I have my trinket. See, you would think I would lose at this point, but I'm the best rogue in game. Back-to-back world champion, AWC winner, #1 champion in world. So here I instantaneously kick the mage while he's casting, and I instantaneously beat the rogue. Now I don't even skip any of these videos. Anytime I 1v1 somebody and I feel like it's personal, just know I will record the entire thing. Just like at the end of this video, if you guys stick for that long, you guys realize that 1v2, I 1v2'd a Disc Priest and an Assassination Rogue. He was a Glad XP player that thought he could flex his Glad mount on me, but unfortunately, he is not able to do that to the XFIC. You can be 1500, 1300, 1200, 900 CR. You can be 0 rating, and I will still face you eventually. Because guess what? We don't play over 1600 no more. 1600 is 2900, so we don't go in that zone anymore. So don't play arena, kids, because if you do, you are just going to be try-harding at 1200 CR. Like, these are games that are 1200 CR, so I'm doing carries here for gold, because I finally get people to, buy my carries, because nobody buys carries unless you sit there and do it for 24/7, and obviously, with my, disc prom, I can't really sit here for that long. I can probably sit here for around 30 minutes before I gotta get up, get off, wait 4 hours to get back on. I start my physical therapy tomorrow. The last time I tried to go there Friday, I couldn't find the place, so now I found the place. Now I gotta go there tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So you know what I mean? We gotta go there, do the workout, and I gotta do it like 8 times in a month. GG no re. Better fix it, because guess what? If it fixes it, I'll start streaming. I know a lot of people wonder why I don't stream. Now you know. I say it like I've said it in a lot of videos. But yeah, the reason I don't stream, and if you guys ask if I stream, I am not currently streaming. Now, if I can get my disc prom fixed to where I can, get it pushed back into place, because, I accidentally pulled something when I was, younger, about 3 years ago, and it still hasn't. I'm only 20, so yes, I have back problems. I'm 20 years old. That should tell you enough right there. So, that is the backstory of why I'm not streaming right now. So, don't ask, but I will eventually stream. I will eventually get this fixed, and we'll start streaming probably like 5 to 8 hours a day, doing viewer games and doing all that good stuff. But in the meantime, we're kind of just destroying people in the good old-fashioned YouTube. So yes, make sure you comment on the video, and I'm gonna keep saying this. And the more you guys don't want to listen, the more that I will keep saying it. So here, this mage thinks he can get me out, but unfortunately, he's not gonna be able to do that. So we've gotten his block, and we just got his altar time, so that's nice. Now, no mage right now should lose to a rogue. I'm gonna say it. A rogue's, unless you're like assassination, if it's full cooldowns assassination rogue, you're probably gonna lose. I think assassination is really hard to beat. I end up pre-cloaking his one shot or his DB. He ends up trying to get a huge sheep. I don't even know what that ability is, but we end up just full sending him here, and we end up winning. For some reason, that got cut off a little bit too early, but you know what I'm saying. I edit these videos in about I'm talking like 5 minutes, like max. I go through this so fast. So like my editing, I just go one clip to the next clip to the next. So here we end up sapping. My guy ends up stunning. All well, it is what it is. My guy could end up fearing off this, but he doesn't. I end up getting a resap off the totem, and after that, I end up kinning him. So here we get a really solid go. We end up swapping to the shaman here last second, and when you're playing this build, basically this build means you gotta click buttons at the start. You want to save your kidney for CC always, like every time. So you want to kidney the healer and then stun the off target or the main target with a cheap shot. So you're basically using all your, big CC that you would use on your warrior or on the main target on the healer, because that is basically what you have to do. So here we're end up shadow dancing, and then we're going to basically. He ends up actually getting a pre-trink, which wasn't bad. I think my guy went for a fear, but it is what it is. I end up kinning him here, so we ended up getting a good kidney, and then off our kidney we can actually sap. So we end up sapping off our kidney, and I end up trying to resap because just in case he ends up actually. I don't even know how he got it in my sap right there. I think my guy might have broke it, because he definitely didn't trinket, because as you can see, I don't even think he's running a trinket. I legit don't even think he is. So he ends up iron barking for no reason. This guy's keeping me in combat, so I end up blinding him here, and then we actually just end up full sending him. And right as soon as he gets out of my blind, we're just gonna shadowy dome and full send him. He actually ends up almost living because obviously my damage is trash. So I end up actually kinning him off this. So I gouge him, and then off my gouge we're gonna kidney. So now off this, we're basically gonna shiv, get comp points, and then kidney shot. And then at this point, it's just overkill. My guy's doing executes, I'm doing eviscerates. GG, no re. So like I said, those full max rank kidney shots can come in handy. And by the way, these are super low MMR games, and they feel like back in the day, back when you know WoW was actually playable and fun, you know, 1200 CR would be the most funnest, like it'd be the funnest bracket in the game. You just sit there, you know, win in 5 seconds, GG. All the way up to like 16 to 1800, you'd have a great time. Even up to 2100, it'd be the most fun time. You wouldn't have to sweat at all. You'd sit there, go in, you know, if you click your buttons, even the, you know, just middle, like not even like try-harding. Like you just, you know, have fun going up to that rating. Now it's like, this guy ends up not even trinketing. He trinkets at 10%, acting like he's going to survive. My guy ends up getting a 10% execute on him, and we end up getting a good old-fashioned W. So here, basically, I'm just full pumping him. I could shadowy duel him, but I decided just to keep pumping him because I don't really care. I end up smoke bombing my teammate, so we can't do anything. He ends up actually getting a good old-fashioned, almost a double stun, but it wasn't good enough, and I end up taking him out. So here, Rested Druid Rogue. Same thing here. Anytime you face a healer DPS, save your kidney for the healer. So we're going to trinket and then kidney shot the healer. He ends up pre-trinking my kidney like a god among men. I end up cheap shotting. I know he's going to trinket, so he ends up blinding here. My guy ends up charging him. So here we've gotten a really good opener. He ends up iron barking himself, which was kind of, you know, sketchy. I end up cloaking a cyclone. So at this point, you know, we can sap off of our blind and then full send him. So I end up vanishing, sapping. And then at this point, we're just going to stun and full send him right here. Shadowy duel, we can evasion, click every button. And at this point, we're just going to shadow step him. What's it called? My tech ends up killing him, as you can see, because it keeps going. It keeps hitting him through your stun. So even if you're stunned, it'll still hit him like 3 times. So, you know, he ends up dying. His cheat death doesn't proc off high enough, and he ends up getting taken out. So here I end up going evoker in the opener, and the reason we go evoker is obviously because my guy's using the good old-fashioned auto trinket. And my guy ends up trinketing a sap, so, you know, it is very unfortunate for him. But we actually just end up winning in the opener here, like the most unhealable dam that's ever been recorded in this century. So we end up actually just killing him through Shadowy Duel while my guy's killing the evoker. And, you know, it was pretty much a free win. As you can see, a mil damage in less than a couple seconds. So Warrior, anytime you face a disc priest, if the disc doesn't save dome for your shadowy duel, usually, like I said, this is low CR games. I know people take it seriously; they'll get very you know, butthurt about me playing low CR. But trust me, I think playing high CR is fun if you're playing like if you're actually trying to gain rating. Like doing like anything over 1600 with like just friends or something, it's not gonna be fun. Like if your friends aren't the top notch multi-glads, don't play. Trust me, play under 1600. Play some alts. As you can see, we end up shadowy dueling. My guy actually ends up blade storming on top of it, so we end up just absolutely destroying him. So these are all just super short games, super fun games. You just go in, you know, click your buttons, CC, they don't know what to do, and you end up winning. But I did get my 4 set on my DH. I've been working on my DH, and my Warrior's now like 2200. When I have time, I play them. Like I said, I can only be on for like an hour before I have to like get off because of my, you know, disc problem, so like I don't have that amount of time. I'm basically like a casual player. I don't have that time to, you know, play all day like I used to. I sound like I'm old, but the you know, the facts are that I am getting, you know, I'm old for my, you know, for the WoW career. I know people over 25 right now, they're still playing WoW, or you know, they're buying carries at this point. You know, they're not trying to improve by themselves anymore. They're at the point in time, they're like Asming Gold. They basically, when they play, they need help. Which, you know, I like helping out the elderly sometimes, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, it is what it is. So here we end up actually absolutely destroying this guy with tech, getting that humongous, instantaneous burst. And this is the game that I actually didn't skip through anything because it was a 2v1 situation. So this guy's a multi-glad at 1400. So this is a real meta comp right now. They're trying to gain that 1400 for their first time. And He ends up pre-PSing on a cheap shot, which wasn't terrible, but at the same time, we didn't really click anything yet, so it wouldn't matter. So my guy's taking the almost unhealable damage. He actually just randomly domes air. I don't even know what that dome was, but that's basically the definition of the good old fashioned. This guy ends up trinketing and blind for no reason. So basically, we've gotten every cooldown, but he still has another PS. So at this point, we're basically holding Trinket for the perfect opportunity. After his evasion, he has nothing to stop me. I have Trinket for a stun, and he's basically just toaster oven. So he has no dome for the Shadowy Duel. Had he saved it, he would definitely would have lived. But here I end up just full sending him, and as you can see, he ends up actually living, and we just Trinket Eviscerate, no cheat death, GG. I end up sapping the priest too. Had I not sat the priest, I still had an extra vanish. But like I said, nowadays healers can beat you in a 1v1. So like if you're not the very best, even if you are the very best, you can still have a high chance of losing to a healer unless you dampen them hard. Like here, I almost lost this guy several times because there was just no chance. Theoretically, this healer will do 30 to 40k a second. If he actually sits there and pumps you, that's what he will do. And it's pretty broken that healers can do that nowadays. But I keep saying nowadays because like back in Shadowlands, I never thought it'd get worse than Shadowlands. But I feel like with my luck, it would have got worse. So here we end up full sending him a little bit, and we actually get him really low. So playing this build is really good, but really bad. The reason is it's all based around tech proc. Like if it doesn't crit and you're not facing leather or mail, you do no damage. Like that's just what it comes down to. If you face a plate and they actually know how to use their cooldowns, you will never kill anything. That's just how it goes. Like if they use their buttons correctly, it's going to be a GG no re situation. So this guy ends up getting the eyeball. I can actually end up full sapping him, and it's pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. It sucks that you just have such a big chance at losing to a healer now because they're just doing so much damage. It's like for some reason people would rather play a healer than play a Shadow Priest or like any caster right now. Because like why play like a DPS when you can play a healer and do the exact same damage? Like it's pretty dumb, but it's Blizzard, so I can't really expect much. So he ends up PIing himself. I basically got a run here. I actually get a re-stealth. Actually, I don't get a re-stealth. I thought I would have, but it wouldn't even matter if I did because he has a 20-second stun that he can have on me 24/7. It kind of sucks that we don't have the shield anymore. It's like Blizzard hates sub-rogue. I'm telling you. Not only do I not get a shield anymore, but I don't get my anything. I don't get anything in life. So it is what it is. So here I end up trying to pop some damage off. He ends up PSing, so it's not terrible. I end up going for a re-stealth. He actually ends up trinketing my blind, which was a huge mistake. Not really though, because he's playing a healer. So at the same time, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that much, and the reason is because I have a 29-second bleed on me, so I basically have to survive. And if you use your vanishes incorrectly, and he ends up catching you, like as you can see, his penance slows you. So if he just spams bleeds you, and he just keeps making him like he goes 100 miles an hour, as you can see here. So like he basically has 3 of those and can go 2 times your speed the entire game if he uses it correctly. So it's like meh, it is what it is. I try to line him here, but we pretty much have to open. We're forced at this point. I tried using some damage here, and he just uses his shields, and it's pretty much you're basically just humping the pillar the entire game because guess what? If you don't, you're just going to die. And anybody who says a priest should not beat a rogue in a 1v1, you are pretty much you're just delusional. Every priest 1v1 should be any DPS ever. I don't care what DPS it is, you should win. There's no situation where you should lose unless you DC. If you DC, there's an excuse. That's the only excuse. Other than that, you should never lose to a DPS. There's no excuse. There just ain't. Not only do you do the most unhealable damage the entire game, now, thankfully it wasn't a Mistweaver, because if it was a Mistweaver, not only would he have Touch of Death, but he could sit on me the entire game with Permaslow. He'd basically be a Windwalker that's unkillable, because of double port. So, like, healers are and then you also got Resto Shaman, so just every healer right now can basically just kill you in a stun. It's pretty crazy. Like, on their burst, if they really want to, they just do the most unhealable damage. And you also got to watch out for reses, because, like, if you go too far and you think you're just going to try to, get away, he's just going to start rezzing. And especially if he PI reses, then that's a different story, because, like, then he's even getting closer, especially if I'm across the map like I was. So here we end up trying to open with a DR stun. The reason I DR stun is because every time you stun as a sub-rogue, you get extra damage on your stun. So I blind him here. Honestly, I figured he would have just trinketed. So, like, he trinkets 2 seconds left of my blind. That's how you know, that's a 14 hundo healer in his heart. That's what it is. So, you know, that's just how it goes. And at this point, it's pretty much GG. He does have Dome, but after that, he's toaster oven. I have some burst up, but not enough to really kill him yet. Pretty much, I'm just gonna full send some damage with a kidney, and at this point, you know, we're just gonna pump him. He actually has PS again, so we end up just rupturing him and running away again. I try to juke him off the side here because usually it works. So I actually end up getting it to work. So I dodge his mind games here. Not bad. And then I also have Vanish left just in case. I'm just saving that extra Vanish for that occasion. So like here, I save it. Now I have all my cooldowns up. He has no cooldowns other than Dome. Had he clicked Dome at the very start, he would have survived. But thankfully, he was so invested in doing damage that he wasn't even paying attention about it. So we ended up actually just killing him. So like we're just waiting. We're getting our stuff ready here, and then we're just gonna full send him with a kidney. We'll see what happens here. So actually, I actually wanted him to get the eyeball, and the reason is you take more damage when you have the eyeball. So here we end up opening. So I end up stabbing him, and then what we can do is we can Shadow Strike open, and then full kidney, and then just full send with blades, and at that point he's pretty much dead. I don't even know what I'm waiting for. I guess I'm waiting for Vanish to come back up, but at this point I'm too lazy for all that. So here we end up just full sending him with the most unhealable dam, no PS, no dome, not yet at least, and then he domes, he uses his little mini wall, but at that point it's pretty much GG. Hopefully you guys know the